Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the Knitmancy Podcast. I'm your host Valentina, coming at you from Northern Virginia in the United States. And you can find me on social medias. Yes, let's get there before I go too far. You can find me on Instagram as Middle of the Madness, and you can find me on Ravelry as Knittermancer, as well as a group for the podcast on Ravelry, as well as the Knitmancy Podcast group under the Groups tab. Okay, cool. Oddly enough, this week I do not have a lot of knitting stuff. Whoops. Oh well, it's been a week. But I do have other things to show that technically count as finished objects, as well as other things that are not knitting related that are works in progress, as well as knitted works in progress. And an update on something, because I needed to fix something from last week, and we have an acquisition. Awesome. Alright, so let's move into that. So I know that last week I had shown some stitch markers I made. It's like other stuff I'm going to do, and well, that's really where my finished objects are coming from. I've made, put it over my face. My shirt. There we go. I've made these little wire wrap-ish elf ear cuff things. Just pop on over your ear. Like so. Yeah, so I've made a pair that for the most part match. So this is part of that thing I wasn't really mentioning, but I'm trying to start making little jewelry things. We're still seeing where that's going to go. But last night I whipped up some elf ears while we were watching. Well, I was rewatching. Everybody else was watching for the first time Orange is the New Black, because we're going through, I think we're on just about finished season 4. But yesterday I just got actual wire. So I had all of these little beads and stuff picked out already. I also made these little like pendant things. There's the right side. So these guys, I'm leaning on my box here for a second, have like amber colored beads, as well as some like antiqued gold colored beads, some turquoise beads, and these kind of bronzy tone charms. This one's got little arrows, this one's got little feathers. I mean, in all reality, I've not been doing much. So, I mean, we have something pretty much finished that I have some amount of pride with, as well as other things that I've been doing that are insane. But really, that's all I've finished. So I'll move on to works in progress. I know I'm so great at this. I'm such a great podcaster. And I have actually been working on my blankie, my Brioche Memories blankie. And I call him Fred, and Fred has grown since we've last seen him. I think I maybe had Glow Cloud on, as well as this one. Maybe this one. So I squared it off at 6x6, and I started row in column 7. And I've actually put in some heavier weight yarns. So I know that this is, I think it's Spun Fiber Company. Sounds about right. It was her sport weight from her Kickstarter in the peach colorway. I know that this is Neighborhood Fiber Company. Couldn't tell you the base or the color right off. but I had gotten a Yipes striped cowl kit from Fiberspace. So I actually have a couple of these, and they are thicker than all the rest of the sock yarns. Even tossed in, I knit a sweater out of this. This is Brooklyn tweed and the loft base in long johns. It's red. More Neighborhood Fiber Company. More Neighborhood Fiber Company. This one was a sock from a sock blank. Knit Picks Felici. There's R2. Couldn't tell you right off, and I didn't write it down. Dancing Leaf Farms French Garden Party. This stuff, actually, Tofootsies. It's the one that has crab in it, or chitin from crabs. Crabs, shrimp, I think there's other ones. Got this one. This was from my mermaid socks. I think that's about it. Yes, he's grown. I call him Fred. Fred is sweet. So I've been working on him because I want a big project, but I don't have a big project in stash to work on. I might need to go to a yarn store. Or something. And now for the second knitting work in progress, which was featured, but then I ripped it out and decided to go elsewhere. So it's still the same idea. Last week I had these as a pair of toe-up socks. This week, now we're working on a pair of Rose City rollers. Same exact yarns. I literally ripped out the socks from last week because I just wasn't liking it, and decided these were a better choice. So the pattern is Rose City Rollers by Mara Catherine Bryner. Brioche Memories. Valerie No, I'm going to go with. That's what I'm going with this week. We'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. I could always be wrong. And it's important to realize that we could all be wrong. Then I guess I should move on to the other thing I've been working on. Because I've not had a large knitting project, I decided to start work on, no, but I had already started work on, I have my little buddy back there, I should grab him. Cosplay for Katsucon next year. It's in February. But I've worked on and off of a little bit, and a lot of just picking up items and altering them to be what I need. I'll be right back. And I will actually be Wrench from Watch Dogs 2. It's my hacker babe. Put him back there, not as far back as he was. So, as I said, I had to pick up items, and I've had most of the stuff already picked out, and I had ordered studs. I think it was 100 pack of 1 inch, or no, not 100 pack. It was 1,000 pack of 1 inch pyramid studs, which I used on a pair of shorts, as well as this, because he actually is covered. Boop, boop. So my main focus had been on this vest, which I actually had bought a, sit there, a like dark blue denim vest off of Amazon. It might have been like $12 or something like that. And I had to attach some faux leather on the front because that's how he rolls. And then I spent way too much time because when you're a perfectionist, this is something you do. With Ubisoft was ever so kind to have provided a cosplay guide for him. I'll set him back there because we don't really need him all the way up here. And I needed to make sure I put on the exact right amount of studs. So there are empty spots where some pins and patches need to go. But front and back, there's over 400 pyramid studs put into this jacket. And I had ordered some, I think it was like 100 of these little spikes, even though he actually has taller pyramid studs. But I had spikes because spikes were cheaper. It was like $50 for one package, 20-pack package of tall pyramid studs. But I had an Amazon gift card and I was trying to use up some of it, so I bought a pack of 100 spikes. And then I ran out before I could get across the back. I have both the fronts done. And this is very much my aesthetic. This is something that I will wear outside of the costume because I'm a freak. And it took me, I could have done it in less time, but it took me 3 days to do all of these studs. And it hurt my hands because I'm too lazy to, or just didn't bother to look up the proper way to attach them. So I was pushing with my hands and I actually ended up my right hand hurting a whole lot, and my thumb on my left hand is finally getting to a point that is acceptable. And then I also have to make some little covers for some shoes, which again, more studs. It's like 92 across a pair of shoes. So I did those too. Clearly that's nowhere near done. So I need to apply those onto the shoes. I need to do the patches for the vest, which I have some paint right there. Some paint to do the patches. No big deal. I also have to make his mask, which is actually just a ski mask that I'm altering to fit my needs. Yeah. Iron on for the shirt. I found a shirt and I actually really love the shirt, so that's something that I have two of. One that won't get the iron on, one that will. It's so soft and it's actually really thin, but it's so comfortable. Okay, yep. I think we're done with that train of thought, so I will touch on alterations. Because, as I said, I did fix the thing. Because it bugged the living daylights out of me. This is the return of my goth girl. You saw her last time. With all of her lovely drop stitches and all of that goodness. And I hated how far it sat down on my shoulders because it literally sat here. I could wiggle it off of me and just have it fall down. So, the lazy fix was, boop, I literally just picked up where the bind off row was and added some rows as well as some decreases so I knew it would sit up on my shoulders. It actually fits and sits up like here now. Ah! So now I'm excited. I'm thinking that maybe I'll pick up down at the bottom too, because it's knit entirely in stockinette stitch. If I pick up at the bottom, I can actually stop it from curling. Ideally, add a couple of rounds of, at least 1 or 2 rounds of garter stitch. That's another thing that I did up here was I added literally like 1 round of garter stitch. I mean, it still curls, but it's not so bad now. It's not so bad. It's all good. So that was it for works in progress and finished objects. I don't have a whole lot this time. So I'll get on to what I got. Outlander's coming back. I love Outlander. I love it. I'm on A Breath of Snow and Ash. Pretty sure that's the one. But the new season's coming back in September. Which will be the second week of school for me, actually. It's my second Sunday. I'll try to get home so I can sit at home and watch it. So naturally, I need Outlander knitting. And so went to the search of looking at the dyers that I like and seeing what they had. So I got a skein of Once Upon a Corgi. Because I like Once Upon a Corgi. She has beautiful, beautiful yarn. So this is Blood of My Blood. Beautiful reddish color. Actually black speckles. It makes me so happy. Blood of My Blood on her ginger base, which is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% gold stellina. And let's see. Whoop. There we go. We got a little bit of sparkle going. And actually, in some places, the red dye stained the sparkle, so it doesn't turn out so gold, but more of a red sparkle. Okay, cool, whatever. It doesn't bother me at all. It's soft. I already have a pattern picked out. It's a Lucy Haig pattern because when in doubt, Lucy Haig, and it's the 9 Maidens shawl. Because when doing Outlander, I need cables. When not doing Outlander, I need cables. I just always need cables. So I think this lovely thing right here, will be beautiful for that. Then I was thinking, oh, then I'll need Bone on My Bone. So I can make my boyfriend a kinda shawl, which is also by Lucy Haig, but it's not as deep and it's far, but it's still got the cabling. I've knit one before, pretty quick, and I think that would be a fair compliment. It's not lacy, it's not girly. He'll be happy, I'll be happy, and then it'll be so sweet and nerdy. Yeah. That literally is it for the knitting crafty content. Wowie. So, I guess I should figure out something to chat about. But the only thing that's really been on my mind is conveniently related to this shirt that I have on, which says, "Who died and made you, Dungeon Master?" So I love Halloween. I love Outlander too, but I love Halloween. Halloween's a big one for me. And last year I did something big-ish for Halloween. As I've said before, I play video games. I play D&D. Play Pathfinder by extension because they're essentially the same game. But last year, my best friend and I, we streamed on Twitch for Halloween. We played the demos for Outlast 2 as well as Resident Evil 7 and then Resident Evil 4 or 5. Is it down there? Resident Evil 5. It is down there. I have games over on my TV stand thing. So we did that, and we dressed up as Cecil and... his name escapes me. Gotta Google it. Not Carlos. Not Carlos. Pardon me while I look this up. Cecil and guest stars and guests. Kevin. There we go. We were Cecil and Kevin. I've been doing Cecil cosplay for a couple of years now. It's from Welcome to Night Vale. But I've been Cecil for a couple of years where it's so simple for me. It's just a couple of pieces that were thrifted, throw them on, and add like tattoos and whatever. And I've gone to conventions as Cecil and it's great. Conventions, I've gone to Katsucon for like 2 years with Cecil. But it's great. I love doing it. So in trying to kind of build a community and a group of people who play games together and, you know, talk about nerdy stuff together, because that wasn't the start of it. I had previously been doing streams like every, I want to say it was like Monday, Wednesday, Sunday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Something like that. I've been doing late night streams on those days, but because I've been at school, my PS4, I can't get connected to the internet there. Kind of have dropped off from doing that, which is unfortunate. Which has also led me to wanting to kind of figure out how I can set up and get my computer itself to actually record halfway decently and still be able to do gaming and have like a gaming channel. But whatever. Once I figure that one out, I'll figure that one out. But this collective I've lovingly nicknamed Nightmare Society because we've been going out, well, I had been doing my streams so late. Played all sorts of weird games. But because of that, I kind of wanted to keep up with the Halloween theme. So as I was asking my boyfriend if he knew of any Pathfinder like modules or whatever that were kind of Halloween-y, creepy, eldritch, if you will. And I would run it. That would be our Halloween thing. We'd play Pathfinder for a couple hours on stream because I know I can get my laptop to at least connect to the internet. Hopefully can get it to stream. Shouldn't be too big of an issue. I mean, I can get Netflix to work. I don't expect a ton of people to come out and hang out. So yeah, we're gonna play some Pathfinders. And the module is not the module because we won't be playing the module. We'll be playing the adventure path, which is called Carrion Crown. It is kind of Lovecraftian inspired, but very much kind of spoopy horror goodness. I'm so excited. I have to read through at least the first 2 parts before Halloween, before October 31st. We have the characters. Sorry, I'm itchy. We have the characters pretty much figured out. We have a wizard, which will be played by my best friend. My boyfriend will be playing the cleric. One of his friends that I'm well aware of. I've met him, we've played before, mutual friend sort of deal. He's going to be playing our rogue, which will be very interesting. And then we have another guy coming in who will be playing, another one of my boyfriend's friends, who will be playing our fighter. Tentatively. Hopefully we could keep this up and play through at least most of the adventure path as well as the module. Lighting keeps doing weird things. So I'm all excited. I need to do more looking into that. I was also going to make a couple of this is where the jewelry part comes in. I was going to make a couple of little vials and stuff because there's some fun things that I've already read in the adventure path. I'm all excited for. That's coming up. That won't come for a while. We'll see how that goes. But also, Wrench here is going to be my Halloween costume. He may or may not be what I wear. Well, I will wear most of the outfit minus the mask all day because I have classes that day. Hopefully I can get out and do a couple of other spooky things throughout the month of October for that. For that I mean the Nightmare Society stuff. Such as the little town that I'm in for school, they have ghost tours. So I'd love to go on a little ghost tour and try doing some spooky ghost hunting. I might even go hang out in some cemeteries and knit, because supposedly the town I go to school in is one of the most haunted towns. I think they said there are places that say the most haunted town in America. I'll say one of the most haunted because I can't swear on anything. which was part of the draw to me because I like the ghosts. I like the spooks. So why am I talking about this when it's August? Who knows? My birthday's coming up, but I got school on my birthday. Thrilling. We'll see if any yarn comes in before then. We'll see. I've not ordered anything, but yarn might appear. And then I think that's about it. I'm getting a haircut and color today. No big deal. It's an at-home thing. I think that's about it. I think that's all I have. All right. Well, thank you for watching if you stuck around this long, and I hope you will come back next week and hang out some more, and maybe I'll actually have knitting next week aside from my blanket. We'll see. But until then, I hope you are well, and I hope you have a great week. So, yeah. Bye, guys.